All right, guys, I told you I bought 6 vehicles overnight. Some of them were last night, a couple of them were early this morning, but 6 new vehicles in. This is one of them right here. I'm gonna walk you through kind of our reconditioning process and how we do things. This is a lifted Silverado. It was traded in locally. People got a new truck, I believe. So this truck's gonna go through the service shop, it's gonna go through the inspection shop. Of course, it's gotta get a detail. We're gonna take it around the block. I'm gonna make some notes on it, and I'll kind of tell you how some things go, because some win, some lose. So jump in, let's go for a ride. So one of the first things I usually have to do is end up putting gas in these things, and y'all know our little gas route that you've seen us travel on before. But we also want to check for check engine lights, codes. You know, people can simply take a scanner and clear things, you know, and that does happen, of course. But this is a decent truck. It's filthy. It's got 119,000 miles. Did the guy get tires, AJ? Do we know? All right, we got to check on that when we get back. Remind me. I just heard a little shock rattle, so we do send them through the off-road shop. Brian, Daniel, Johnny, Jake, somebody down there will shake it down, check it over. Pretty sure it's going to have a shock bushing problem. You know, these trucks definitely, when they're lifted, do have maintenance, believe it or not. You do have to upkeep them. So you don't really notice that on the main road, but on this little bumpy back road that by the office, we do notice that little rattle. This has got power steps. It's got a 6-inch kit. It's got 35, so it's a pretty good setup as far as that goes. 2014 model. Now, the other thing on Chevrolets you have to check for are the transmissions. Unfortunately, Chevrolet had a crappy transmission through these years. Speaking of that, just so you guys know kind of another way we do the process, last week we bought one of these trucks. It was a new car dealer trade-in. No check engine lights, no trouble codes. Everything was good. Super duper clean truck. Had one little ding, and that was it. And lo and behold, driving it hot after we'd done our service, we did our inspection, we'd already done all of our preliminary stuff, but when we did our extended drive that we tend to do, and that drive is done by either me, Christian, AJ, Mike. Most of the time it's my uncle or Dave, our Ford technician, but you know, they need to drive them, they need to run an errand, they need to do whatever. We do a full length drive, we hit the highway, we make the loop. That's really where we can feel a truck out. I happen to be the one doing that drive, and sure enough, it did a little weird chug. Didn't do it again. So I made the loop, went down the same road, tried to hit the same speed, and sure enough, it boop, 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 boop. You would have thought it was a miss. Most people would have said, oh my gosh, you know, something's missing in the motor. And I would have hoped that it was that. That would have been an easier fix, but no, that was the transmission torque converter shuttering. And it was eventually going to need a transmission. Now, you could have drove fine. Could have sold it, drove fine. But instead, we decided to take it to the auction. Throw my seatbelt on. The auction, that truck, just so you guys know, I would have probably put on a lot for $13,000. You know, if I had to guess on what the price would have been, I'd say $12,995. Probably been a $13,000 truck. It was a 190,000 miles, 2014, I believe. And it was a clean truck. Again, it ran out good, was ready for the lot. We'd already done photographs, sent it to the auction. Truck brought right at $16,000. That tells you what the auction market's doing. So anybody that says, oh man, I'll just go to the auction and buy something, good luck. Go to the auction and buy all you want to. 1, you go buy a piece of junk. 2, you go pay way more money. So anyway, that one's gone. That one's behind us. Not going to sell a customer a truck that we know a problem. Can things break? Sure. Could that truck have never acted up on us and then acted up on the next person? Absolutely. Anything like that can happen. But if we know about it, either one, we're going to represent it that way. You'll see a lot of my descriptions say ABS light, check engine light for XXX code, brake light, several other things. You know, if we know about it, it's on there, and it's not worth fixing, especially on some of these less expensive trucks, then we don't spend the money to fix it. So I can sell the truck at a better deal. We can fix anything, but remember, some of these parts are very costly these days, so we try to represent it. That one was just getting into a transmission. That's about a $5,000 to $6,000 repair on one of these trucks if you do it properly, retail-wise anyway. So far so good. This truck runs out really well. A little bit of shock bush and bump. That's really all that I see. Stereo works. 6-passenger seating with console. Back seats folded up, I don't know why. Heat for sure works, and it is cold out today. Does have heated seats even though they're cloth. That's pretty cool. The power steps work. Lift kit seems to be pretty spot on because we're driving about 45 miles an hour. Steering wheel straight as an arrow. And so let's get her centered up there. And I can take the hand off the wheel. Got a slight little drift, but that's it. So that's nice to see. Tires are balanced well. We'll hit the highway with it just to make sure we get it up to that high speed. Hit the brakes real quick right here to see if we got any pulls while there's nobody around us. No crazy pull. That's a good sign. So the basic checks. Believe it or not, we end up having to do this 3, 4, 5 times a day. Typical. It's not a day goes by that 1 or 2 vehicles don't come in, but a day like today, like I said, there's 6. Of course, it's raining. We won't get as much done as we should. Uh-oh. We were close on that one. This thing got a little squirrely. It got a little get and go. We were close on that one. That was a stale yellow, but it was not red. Yep, AJ turned the camera just in case we didn't win that battle, so he knew what to do. So I hope you guys have heard everything on this one all right. Unfortunately, that guy behind the seatbelt. Been really struggling on this audio, but I think we got it figured out for you guys. We're going to make our loop here. Big old new apartments have jumped up since the last time y'all been down this road with us. Ever changing, ever growing. And this defense center right here, if you've never been through here, we get customers that do a test drive from out of state and go down this road and they freak out. Oh my gosh, there's planes and tanks and all kinds of stuff. And then if they got a really good eye, they look in there and see the elk. And that blows their mind because those are elk. They're out. There's a bunch of them out right now. We'll make another run here in a little while. We'll zoom in on that because they might make their way closer to the fence. But yes, we're in Virginia and there are elk, there are fighter jets, and they are tanks right down the street from our dealership. So we feel very well protected. Of course, none of them probably run. The elk couldn't survive if they were outside that fence. But, and you shouldn't go shoot them. Probably not a good idea.
Just don't go.
Yeah, don't go hunting there. Hunting season starting. Don't make that your place to start hunting this year. Not gonna work out good. You will get shot. The plane might not shoot you, but that missile launcher they got hidden in the back might. So, thanks for riding along, guys. That's how we do a check over and a test drive. Nothing real special to it, but at the end of the day, that's what we do. That's how we do it. This truck will get an oil change, though it's not due. It will get an oil change. It'll get a fresh inspection. If they find out it needs ball joints, wheel bearings, brakes, it's going to get it. The off-road shop, if it finds out it needs shocks, it's going to get it. If it needs bushings, it'll get it. It will get ready. It'll get prepared. And this is going to be a pretty cool, very affordable, nice, solid lifted truck. So thanks, guys. Appreciate you staying with us on this one. Not the most exciting content, but I can promise you the video we're getting ready to drop here in a few minutes will be the holy grail of square bodies, period. End of conversation. I want you guys to prove me wrong if you can, but I don't think you will be able to. So thanks again. Stay tuned.